My name is Bronte. I'm from the United States, and I'm a director. I know about it because I have a few friends of mine who have participated in the workshop in the past, and I think they, as well as I, originally found out about it through our master's program, Doc Nomads. And I think our professors told us about it originally. I don't know exactly what I expected. I think I came here for an opportunity to be pushed to make a film. I've been involved a lot recently with sort of writing proposals and rewording scripts and treatments and this sort of filmmaking that to me is also interesting, but loses touch a bit with the actual act that excites us most about it. And for me, this was a chance to make sure that I make a film in a month and to really engage with the part of filmmaking that's most exciting, the stomping around, the meeting people, the going beyond limits, the constructing, the finding meaning in the surroundings. And yeah, just to be involved with that aspect of filmmaking. I could talk more about the tutors who I found, I think, of course, important to mention to the workshop. I think from Arne and Lotte, we got off to a good start, and it was also nice for me because I think the last film that I worked on, I got stuck in the conceptualization and the sort of intellectualization of a form and approach, whereas we were really driven with them to drive from the gut and follow an instinct. And the film that I'm working on now is really in that realm. I mean, I still don't know what the film is, but I know that I'm very interested by the character, and we've been creating images and sounds based on just this sort of interest and attraction that is hard to put into words. Sort of developed some interest based on I'm not sure what in making a film about two brothers, one that was maybe older and hubristically thought to understand the world quite well, certainly better than his little brother, and the little brother who looks up to the older brother but is maybe skeptical and is maybe misled. So I've been interested in working on a film on brothers, on young brothers. And we found this path one day near here, led out into, away from the village into a sort of country area, which was beautiful. And it was the first day of scouting, and it was really nice to sort of walk and to be together and to just sort of sense things. And we walked for a few kilometers and enjoyed it a lot. And we were about to turn around when we saw sort of grandmother and two young brothers who were sort of making some sort of transaction with a neighbor, with a woman at a house. And we talked to them and said hello, and they were more than happy for us to walk with them for a while. And yeah, I guess we were just sort of immediately attracted by their confidence in nature, the way that they moved, and were excited in exploring more. And the family has been very sort of gracious to us and open. It's a film that's been made through a lot of filming, a lot of time with them, a lot of forming a bond. And yeah, it's weird how you meet these people in these sort of pushed situations. But yeah, I think it was just, it was based on gut in the beginning. It was based on instinct of there's something that really attracts me to this person, and still working on identifying what that is. But it's surely about a confidence in nature. It's about, in some ways, seeming much older than his age, and in some ways being very clearly immature. And kind of this line between liberation and isolation that he walks as he navigates spaces in nature. Well, I could certainly echo what I said before of really having a framework and a confidence to work from the gut. And this is sort of critical, and I don't want to make the mistake again of sort of over-conceptualizing an idea. And to have the sort of confidence and experience of really following an instinct on a film, which is certainly something I've done before and have been in touch with before, but maybe lost touch with. It's great to regain that confidence, and I'll certainly carry that with me. Well, also certainly is every film that I had made, I had shot and directed myself, and I was also attracted to Aristoteles' workshop for the opportunity to necessarily work with a cinematographer and an editor. This I found to be very challenging and has taken my sort of courage on one level. But I think it has given me confidence in these sorts of situations, and has thus far proven to be a very sustainable workflow, and one that adds new perspectives and broadens possibilities and keeps you out of your own sort of getting locked up in your own process. I've taken away a better understanding of collaboration in filmmaking. I think that the time frame suits what it is that the program proposes to be, that it's a time to receive tutelage. It is not a time to get a sort of comprehensive theoretical education, but it's one where you are thrust into a world, you are forced to participate in this sort of trial by fire experiment. And in some ways it's quite artificial, but I think it's actually exactly that artificiality that gives it the strength, gives us the push to interact, to find, to engage, to imagine, to construct, and the density with which we have to do all of these things, I think reveals a lot about the creative process. I think that I think it's an interesting alchemy.